Dear participants of 2021 shipping markets in COVID world, dear organizers, ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic made unprecedented impacts on our livelihood, our economies and our societies. The collective efforts globally to combat the pandemic have demonstrated the importance of multilateralism. This is a critical need to ensure the continuous functioning of global supply chain. Therefore, it is important to minimize the damages this virus may inflict to the shipping industry. Georgia has implemented a wide range of measures so that the flow of food, fuel and medicine supplies via ports was not hindered. To ensure the smooth operation of critically important sector, Maritime Transport Agency of Georgia, as the National Maritime Authority, has implemented different solutions in line with the recommendations issued by ILO and the government of Georgia itself. The ports remained open and continued to operate by following a strict set of measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Despite the pandemic, maritime services such as seafarer certification and issues related to ships registration and flex date control were rendered remotely for the most part of the pandemic. One of the most important dramatic outcomes of the pandemic has been the global crew change crisis, affecting millions of seafarers all over the world. Crew change operations were suspended or limited to a minimum, which has greatly impacted on the well-being of the seafarers, as the majority of them became stranded on ships while seafarers on land were denied employment opportunities. Therefore, problem became truly global. IMO has called on its member states to introduce safety protocols to ensure crew change. The IMO has also urged states to designate seafarers as a key workers, highlighting the important role they are playing globally. In these difficult times, the ability for shipping services and seafarers to deliver vital goods, including medical supplies and food, is critical. Georgia was one of the first countries to respond to the call of the IMO to declare seafarers as a key worker. Georgia, starting from 15th of June 2020, has allowed crew changes. Apart from that, Georgian government has taken huge steps in the facilitation of crew change for seafarers all over the world. Since the outbreak of the pandemic, Georgia, together with the international partners and ship owners, companies, successfully facilitated more than 11,000 seafarers rotation to and from their respective ships out of 12,000 seafarers. This was done through the negotiations of green corridors for seafarers with neighboring countries, which has opened the border for Georgian seafarers on a limited scale early during the pandemic, and through a dozen special flight charters organized from Georgia, which carried in and out Georgian and other nationality crew. The government of Georgia notes and recognizes the contribution and merit of seafarers in the international economy. Especially during this period of pandemic, special note shall be given that the contribution of Georgian seafarers into the economy is tremendous, as they are bringing at least 290 million USD to the local economy. Despite the pandemic, Georgian maritime economy continues to evolve, and the country is ready for the new challenges, as every crisis has to be seen as an opportunity. Government of Georgia continues to support the maritime sector, especially within the policy of post-pandemic economic recovery, where maritime transport sector plays the key role. There are different areas which are strategic and priority for our country. Georgia has three main educational establishments: Batumi State Maritime Academy being the major, which runs under the Maritime Transport Agency of Georgia. Entire sector is effectively regulated by STCW-related legislation as amended. We have been investing in the development of maritime education in Georgia heavily. For example, this year, government funding and private sector contributions from local and international partners allowed to establish brand new maritime training center in the largest port city of Georgia, Poti. Center has capacity of training 1,000 maritime professionals per annum and will be fully operational by the end of year 2021, supplying additional quality-trained workforce to global seafaring markets, thus strengthening Georgia's role as a seafarer supply nation. Digitalization of the public services, including ports and logistics sector, has become priority for the government of Georgia. We have been working closely with the international partners and international finance institutions such as US government and EBRD on establishing maritime single window and port community system in Georgia. In our ports, those systems will help to improve management and automation of port and logistic processes. System will also allow intermodal transport clearance in the second phase. Another very important development, business and tax environment in Georgia is considered to be one of the best in the world rankings. Since 2017, corporate profit tax on reinvested profit is 0% and social security contribution is only 2%. Georgia's stripped down and streamlined tax scheme has produced the third lowest overall tax rates in the world. Georgia has been successful in reforms and is quickly becoming intertwined in global value change. Georgia, starting from 2020, is also offering maritime tax incentive scheme for ship owner and ship management companies, which entails almost tax-free regime on their services. For the first time in Georgia's shipping sector, we made efforts to make ship financing available from financial institutions by closely cooperation between regulator and the industry. Maritime Transport Agency of Georgia and Enterprise Georgia have started a new project which entails the revitalization of the domestic fleet, which includes assistance through ship financing, which already proved to be a success story with 10 new builds on the way. I'm sure post-pandemic world will look much better for all of us. Crisis creates opportunities and we shall use them. Therefore, it is essential that maritime transport, which carries more than 80% of the world trade, must continue to unhindered operations. Government of Georgia, as a measure of support during COVID crisis, will priority vaccinate seafarers when the process starts in the country. With every drop of water you drink, every breath you take, you are connected to the sea, no matter where on earth you live. I'm certain 2021 will be the year of new beginnings and the revival of our ordinary lives for the better of all. We are stronger together. Thank you very much.